Hello and welcome to Mewoosh Guitar School. We are in Chapter 2 of the Learning Guitar series. Now, the second major field of study, the second thing that you need to know to play guitar is you need to have a sense of rhythm and you need to have a musical ear. So let's start with rhythm. The rhythm is the beat of the song. Whenever you're nodding your head or tapping your foot or dancing to the music, that's the beat. The rhythm is crucial to music. So I got a really good way of demonstrating that. Now consider these notes. That probably doesn't sound familiar, but it might. If I play the same notes in the same order, but change the rhythm, all of a sudden, it becomes this. Immediately recognized. The rhythm is a crucial component to a song, and it is deeply ingrained in you when you have your sort of favorite song. The rhythm of the song is a definite part of that, even if you're not aware of it. So I'm going to give you another example. This is something a buddy of mine used to play back in the day. You'll probably recognize this. And I'm going to play all the right notes, but there's just something about this that's not going to sound right. It certainly bothered me. I mean, it's not a big deal. It just sort of offended my sense of rhythm when he did this. So check this out. You see how it's stilted and awkward? The song has a rhythm to it, and then by not leaving long enough pauses in the right spot, it just sort of comes off weird. It just kind of bugged me. A good test for your sense of rhythm would be if you're listening to music in the car, let's say, and then you mute it. For example, I plug my phone into my car when I'm driving and I listen to music that I've got stored on my phone. If an email comes in or something like that, my phone mutes the music so that it can play the little bing sound, which takes several seconds, and then it just resumes the music. It didn't pause it, it just mutes it. So I notice myself continuing to nod my head for the part of the song that's missing, and I just want to see when it comes up again, when the music volume is restored, am I still on the beat? And this is a good test for developing your sense of rhythm. Have music playing and then just randomly mute it and then sing along to the song in your head. Nod your head, tap your foot, do whatever it takes, and then see if after an extended period of time when you unmute, are you still on the beat? Did you drag behind? Maybe you raced ahead. These are signs that maybe your sense of rhythm is slightly off. I mentioned being on beat or off beat. Now there is a concept of off beats in music, and that's not being slightly ahead or slightly behind. On beat is in like 4/4 music. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are on the beat. But the off beats are the gaps in between them, and not just anywhere in the gaps, but at proper intervals. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. These are off beats. You see, they're right in the middle. Now, the drummer is the anchor to timekeeping in a band, but the rhythm player equally, or at least more than the lead player, is playing a crucial role in timekeeping and in the use of offbeats or in certain accents. The rhythm has to be on beat. If it gets, sloppy or becomes fast or slow, ahead or behind, it can really impact the music. It'll really mess up a performance or a recording if that's what you're doing. Another thing is triplets. Now, a triplet note, I mentioned offbeats, so those are like quarter notes of the on beats, the eighth notes that are in between them. If you play everything out in eighths, then you're getting on beats and off beats. But another example of offbeat notes would be the use of triplets. So in a sequence where I'm going to use triplets, let's say I'm doing those are all eighth notes, but if I do that was a triplet in there. And when you're counting out 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, a triplet, they use the word triplet, but they pronounce it triplet, so that you get sort of 3 notes and you space them out evenly. 1 and triplet, 3 and, see? So triplets get used a lot. A good example is if you're going to do it. Now, an invaluable tool when you're thinking of rhythm is a metronome. These things are worth their weight in gold. So you can get an actual physical metronome, or you can download an app. So here's an app I got for my phone. Or if you just Google it, you'll get like Google metronome, and Google will give you a metronome. Any exercise that you do is going to be better if you do it with a metronome. For getting your hand coordination worked out and for getting your sense of rhythm worked out, if you're playing things over a metronome, it gets you into a groove and it trains you to keep a consistent time with your playing. Now I'll do another video that'll have a bunch of really good exercises and do them over a metronome, but I'll make an example. So consider the C scale. We had this in the music theory video. So these are the notes of the C scale, and if you wrap them around, you can play them all in the same position. So let's say we take that shape, and one of the things that you'll see this really often in any kind of music instruction is practicing scales, because you need to know the scale shapes. You need to know where the notes are so that you know what to play and what not to play. But the problem with practicing scales is it's not particularly musical, and you can sort of jumpstart your training regimen or your learning curve by, instead of playing scales over a metronome, which is a very popular starting block, instead of playing the scale, just play random notes out of the scale. And what you'll find, you're sort of fishing for tunes, and you're going to start actually playing, or you'll find yourself playing musical combinations. You'll invent riffs while you're doing this exercise. So this is what a scale would sound like over a metronome. However, if you just pick out random notes from those same 8 notes I just played, then you can start finding things that are a little more musical, and you're still learning where the notes are without having to spend your time practicing and developing muscle memory around a pattern of notes that you're really not going to play in actual music. Whoops. All right, so I hope that was valuable to you. I hope you learned something really cool today. I'll do a follow-up video with some more examples of practice techniques and stuff that you can do over a metronome, stuff that you can do for ear training and maybe some rhythm training exercises. I think that'd be a good idea. But I do appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. There are more videos coming out. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.